Well, voters in Ikaroa-Rawhiti have just under 4 weeks to decide a successor to the late Parekura Horomia. It's an important contest not only for the region but also the nation. The result of this by-election will be the harbinger to next year's general election and the fate of the all-important Māori vote. So, to keep track of this campaign, Marama Investigates will bring you a 4-part series on the leading contenders for Ikaroa-Rawhiti. Today, we profile Greens candidate Marama Davidson.
Kia ora, I'm Marama Davidson, no Ngāti Parau, Ngāpuhi Te Rarawa Hoki, and I am the Green Party candidate running for the Ikaroa-Rawhiti by-election.
E toru te kauma iwanga tau o Marama, he wahine mōhio tiana moana mahi hāpai te kāhui tika tāngata, a he kanohi kitea I ngā kakari porotehe.
I was part of the whole movement of young urban Māori who were my parents, fighting to identify as Māori and live as Māori. I think that gave me a good solid foundation for having a political voice and a sense of justice.
Humanity is under attack! Stand up, fight back!
Koia te tamahine a te kai whakaari rongonui ara wiripara tene.
Dad was always feisty. Once I remember the neighbourhood saying, you know, because we were the only Māori, go home to Bastion Point, and I was a little bit too young to understand what that meant. So he was always feisty in responding to those sorts of reactions. We went from culture shock of being the only Māori, and you know, I had a bit of a theatre posh accent as a young kid, and then going back to the cousins at home for the first time, you know, I lost that accent within a week.
Toko ono ana tamariki, mai te whātau ki te kauma warutau te pakeke.
They're very supportive. It's hard though. It's, you know, I miss my children, they miss me, but we work through it as best as we can.
Ko tōna whānau whānui te mutunga mai o te hiringa wana mahi, mai ana tamariki tainua ki ona kuia.
The nannies on the marae were, some of them were grouchy, some of them were harsh, and I remember thinking how they were heroic in making sure that whatever is said on our behalf as a hapu and as a marae is pono and tika, and if it isn't, look out.
Well, joining me live from Christchurch is Marama Davidson. Kia ora, Marama. Thanks for joining us this morning. Interesting to hear you say that about the nannies on the marae. You're a bit nervous about this campaign, about getting things right?
This campaign is really important, and it's a big step up from the political voice I'm used to having, but I'm aiming to do my best on the kaupapa and bring out the same wahine voice that I've been using for the work I've done so far.
You're aiming for it. Are you ready for it?
Totally ready for it. There's nerves, there's fear, but there's a whole lot of excitement and commitment as well.
This is a very strong Labour seat. Why should people vote for you over Meka Whaitiri?
Well, as we saw in the profile, it's really important for me to be out on the streets as an activist and get an insight as to what our people are feeling and saying, but I've also been able to take those political issues to the next debate and talk about them in some pretty hostile environments, and I've done pretty well in being able to lay the issues out from the ground to a higher political level.
Don't you run the risk, though, or don't the Green Party run the risk of simply weakening your potential coalition partner, Labour, by running in this electorate?
I think the Green Party are making a strong stand in standing someone like me who has been both in community work and listening to families for a long time, and then being political as a particularly kaupapa Māori driven voice. And for the Green Party to be standing someone like me and supporting all of the principles that I stand on, I think is a really courageous and strong move on their part.
What about the potential for weakening your potential coalition partner, though?
No, I think whānau on the ground have a choice of seeing what all the parties can offer and what all the candidates can offer. So Māori on the ground who are voting deserve to see the best of all the parties and what we're offering them, actually.
Well, what do you offer in that electorate?
The Green Party, supporting me as a kaupapa-driven activist, have really strong kaupapa themselves, which uphold the Treaty of Waitangi as our founding document, but more importantly talk about things like hapu needing to retain their power and their authority over their own rohe. The charter that the Green Party talks about ecological wisdom and making sure all people have what they need to live good lives is very simply a kaupapa Māori responsibility to care for papatūānuku and all of the other
what do you offer in real?
us.
What do you offer in real terms? I mean, you have a large youth population there. What do you offer them?
What I offer as a candidate is over 10 years of working with young people and advocating for young people to be listened to be heard, to participate. We haven't done very well in encouraging them to contribute to any political processes, and what the Green Party offers are strong policies on things like inequality. Now, any inequality impacts on our young people particularly. Green Party has the policies and the strong advocacy around issues like inequality and good jobs, which our young people also deserve. Good sustainable jobs and safe jobs that honour who they are, not just to feed into the market.
Good jobs where?
In the Ikaroa-Rawhiti region, there are examples from the locals themselves and aligning with the Green Party policies of sustainable jobs. So things like Manuka products, looking at the river erosion and what jobs can we create around sustaining our rivers and making sure our rivers are being looked after and cleaned and restored. There are local solutions to good jobs that don't bully our people and particularly our young people into jobs that ruin our environment, and that's what Māori are saying on the ground as well.
So you have a large family. You mentioned this in the track. It's been hard. It's been a hard time for you and your family getting time together, I guess. What have you told them about what to expect out of this by-election?
I hope husband's not watching because I actually haven't told him I'm running yet. He did seem a little bit miffed as to why there were big billboards on my face, so you know, we'll let that out slowly. Actually, I've always been political and the family have always been right behind me, including my children. So this is just a continuation of what I have done, but you know, with a bit of a massive spotlight thrown on me.
Okay, so I mean, the fact is though, you're not going to spend as much time with them though, are you? So, I mean, are you prepared for that?
That's where I wish all of our mokopuna had the supportive whānau that I have got, who understand that as a wahine I have every right to be out there and be a voice for our people and be a voice to ask our other people's voices to be heard. So I have amazing whānau and community support to do this.
Okay, let me ask you this. Based on the latest poll results, a Labour Greens coalition couldn't go it alone, you'd need others. Winston Peters, could you work with him?
Oh, the Green Party has worked on people who can uphold their policies. So I don't know what Winston Peters' policies would be, but Green Party already we've seen the Power initiative coming from Labour and Greens, and people are hungry for that collaboration. And Green Party have definitely got a track record of working across issues that matter.
I'm going to ask you some questions. Fast four, we're calling them. Crayfish or boil up?
Oh, boil up.
Hikurangi Maunga or Waiapu River?
Oh, can I just say Te Whetu Mataro?
Fair enough. Wheat Bix or muesli?
Oh, it's muesli.
Really? Muesli?
It's
okay.
muesli.
All right. Prince Tuiteka or Maisie Rika?
No, that's not fair. I refuse.
Come on.
Sorry.
You're going to be a fence sitter on this one, Marama?
Oh, it's Macy. It's Macy. Come on.
All right. Look, we appreciate your time. Thanks so much. Marama Davidson, the Greens candidate.
Kia ora.
And Ikaroa-Rawhiti.